What if Henry VIII had married Bessie Blount? A tale of love, legacy, and the crown that never was. What if history had taken a different turn? What if love had triumphed over politics, and a bastard prince had become England's crowned king? Welcome back to PGTV, where we dive deep into the shadows of history, unearthing the stories that could have been. Today, we ask, what if Henry VIII had married his mistress, Bessie Blount, and made their son, Henry FitzRoy, the next King of England? The historical setup. Let's rewind to the early 1520s. King Henry VIII is trapped in a politically arranged marriage with Catherine of Aragon. No surviving male heir, no hope. But in the wings waits a woman who's already given him what Catherine could not, a healthy son. Elizabeth Bessie Blount was born around 1498 in Kinlet, Shropshire, to Sir John Blount and Catherine Peschel, a family of landed gentry with Yorkist ties. She entered court as a maid of honor to Queen Catherine and quickly caught the king's eye. Their affair began around 1514, and in 1519, Bessie gave birth to Henry FitzRoy, the only illegitimate child Henry VIII ever publicly acknowledged. A new royal family, King Henry VIII, the devoted husband and father. In this alternate timeline, Henry divorces Catherine early and marries Bessie Blount. No break from Rome, no Anne Boleyn, just a king choosing love and legacy over politics. Henry becomes a different man, less tyrannical, more emotionally grounded. His obsession with securing the Tudor line is soothed by FitzRoy's vitality. As a husband, he's affectionate and proud. As a father, he's deeply invested in his son's future. Bessie Blount, Queen Consort of England. As queen, Bessie would have brought grace and humility to court. She wasn't raised for power, but she understood Henry's moods, his passions, and his need for affection. Her reign would be quieter, less scandalous, but perhaps more emotionally stable. She might have championed education, charity, and the arts, nurturing a softer image of monarchy. After her affair with Henry ended, Bessie married Gilbert Talboys, a nobleman, and later Edward Clinton, 1st Earl of Lincoln. She had several children and lived a relatively private life until her death around 1540. But in our alternate timeline, she becomes England's beloved queen, a symbol of loyalty, resilience, and maternal strength. The rise of Henry FitzRoy and his siblings together. Henry and Bessie have a string of children. Henry FitzRoy, their firstborn, becomes Prince of Wales and heir apparent. Edward, a scholarly second son, destined for diplomacy and church reform. Mary, a spirited daughter with her mother's warmth and her father's fire. Elizabeth, a quiet observer with a sharp mind and poetic soul. George, the youngest, bold and adventurous, a future naval commander. This alternate Tudor family is stable, emotionally bonded, and deeply loved by the English people. Henry FitzRoy, King of England. With his siblings by his side, he becomes a reform-minded monarch. Henry IX, balancing tradition with progress. His reign is marked by a gentler English Reformation, avoiding the violent swings of history. Strong ties to France and Spain through strategic sibling marriages. A flourishing of the arts, education, and naval exploration. Edward, Duke of York, becomes Lord Chancellor and religious reformer. Mary, married to a Scottish prince, helps unify the crowns peacefully. Elizabeth, a patron of poets and philosophers, builds England's cultural legacy. George leads expeditions to the New World, expanding England's reach. Together, they form a golden generation, the Tudor siblings who never were. Rise of Henry FitzRoy. Henry FitzRoy, King of England. Born in 1519, FitzRoy was intelligent, athletic, and charismatic. Henry VIII showered him with titles, Duke of Richmond and Somerset, and gave him lands and a household befitting royalty. He was even considered as a possible heir when Henry's legitimate children failed to thrive. In our alternate reality, FitzRoy is legitimized and raised as heir from childhood. He's educated by the finest tutors, trained in diplomacy, and groomed for kingship. With his father's full backing, he becomes Henry IX, a reform-minded monarch with the charm of his father and the steadiness of his mother. Would he have continued the English Reformation? Likely, yes, but with less bloodshed. FitzRoy, unlike his father, might have balanced religious reform with diplomacy. He could have avoided the brutal swings between Catholic and Protestant rule that plagued his half-siblings. His reign might have been marked by consolidation, peace, and cultural flourishing, a golden age born from legitimacy and love. The legacy that never was this alternate Tudor dynasty would have changed everything. No Anne Boleyn, no Elizabeth I, no Jane Seymour, no Edward VI, no Bloody Mary, no Virgin Queen. Instead, a single, stable line, Henry VIII gives Henry IX FitzRoy. England might have avoided decades of religious turmoil, the succession crisis solved, the court intrigue diminished, the emotional chaos of Henry's 6 marriages replaced by a quieter, more enduring love. But history chose a different path. FitzRoy died young, at just 17, likely of tuberculosis. Bessie faded into obscurity, and Henry VIII kept chasing heirs through heartbreak and bloodshed. History is written by choices and by the hearts that break along the way. What if Henry had chosen love over legacy? What if Bessie Blount had worn the crown and her son had ruled the realm? Thanks for watching PGTV, where the past lives, breathes, and sometimes dreams of what might have been. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share for more haunting histories and alternate timelines. Until next time, stay curious.